All right, what's good, y'all? Thank y'all for tuning in again. So, I see y'all see the title. However, I just wanted to start this off by letting everybody know that I appreciate every one of y'all, every last one of y'all that has had the ability to actually receive my content and really take something from it and see what I mean, even if I'm not saying things the exact way that I should for everyone to receive it, which that's almost impossible. The greatest speaker can still miss somebody or they're gonna still be misunderstood. But I just really wanted to take the time to let y'all know that I really appreciate y'all who have the thick skin and is healthy enough to receive my messages, okay? Because on this one, I really want to talk about just something real, something that I've noticed in the community, something I noticed lately with my channel, and also why I even created this channel and stuff. I feel like I never really talked about that with y'all. So that's what this one's for, okay? So stay to the end. Now, first and foremost, for all my snappers, the real ones who got that tight box, who value theyself, love theyself, and people who gonna snap on a nigga if they playing with them, and they gonna make niggas respect them, and they gonna vocalize and show what they want to be treated like. And if you're not gonna treat them like that, they gonna move around from you. All right, that's what the term snapper means. All right, just to point that out, because me and my boyfriend talked about that yesterday. He was joking and shit, talking about, oh, you calling them snappers because you saying that they bottoms and they got some good booty or something? Like, what you talking about? Like, so nah, not just that part, but it's also just a well-rounded definition of a dude that value himself, that's gonna stand on business and make sure he getting the respect that he's due. All right, so yeah. Now what I want to talk about on this is, let me first tell y'all why or what sparked this conversation. So, I had got curious the other day and I was just happened to look, because I rarely look at my numbers and my analytics, but I happened to look at them the other day. Now, the channel's still doing really good. I got a very loyal fan base and I'm very thankful, very happy. So, when I got to looking, I was like, well, dang, I'm doing really good now. And I got to kind of looking at the other people that were in my analytics that they were comparing me to, people that y'all also watch, right? Most likely other LGBT black creators. And what I noticed was when I went to go type in, I'm thinking to myself, well, I gotta be top 10 of the content black LGBT content creators, because I was trying to find somebody else like me personally, okay? So I was trying to find somebody else that was similar to me, and I was looking and I couldn't find nobody besides like 2 other profiles. I'm not saying nobody's YouTube name or handle on this no more, because I've learned that they just getting free promo and they would love for me to talk about them. You know what I'm saying? So they don't talk about me on purpose to try to, keep me from growing. And this also is a part of what I'm talking about, but I'm gonna get there. So just stay tuned. So I'm looking, I'm thinking to myself, well, damn, if I can't find another person like me, and when I say like me, I'm talking about another masculine male that's on here representing, you know what I'm saying? The only other person I could find was one other dude, and actually I will say his name because I do support him, Play. He's the only other one that I could really see myself in when it comes to any of these other content creators, you know what I'm saying? And I was just like, okay, cool. If I'm the only major bisexual one, because his channel is, it's not as popular as mine. So I'm thinking to myself, and I'm also getting posted on blog pages, all kinds of shit, right? So I'm thinking, okay, I'm starting to make my name known in the community. Also, all the people I be making videos about, they also know me. They be commenting, they be hitting me up in my DM. Like, I'm getting a lot of support, from the community, and I feel it. So I had just got curious. I decided to look on what is the top 10, top 20 LGBT YouTubers. I Googled this, and there was a couple blogs that popped up, and they got everybody literally pretty much in my analytics on these lists, except for me and I'll say maybe 2 other people. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, but they also had Play on there. So I'm thinking, oh, that's what's up that he's on there, but how the hell is he on here, but your boy ain't on there? ain't no way that you know of a play and you don't know about SaySoTV. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, cool, that was just one blog page. I go and look at another one. Same shit. And so I started noticing I've only been posted in a positive way by a blog page on Instagram. It's only one of them. They gave me a lot of respect and love, but that was like back a year or two. That was like maybe 2 years ago when I first started this channel. So I got to thinking, and I was like, so that kind of made me aware. I got to thinking, well, what was that for? And I got to noticing that it made me aware that a lot of other gay black men don't feel like they can relate to me. They don't feel like they can identify with me, or I don't identify with this community enough because they only see privilege when they see me. I get that a lot in my comments, you know, about my masculinity, the way I look, just etc. So I feel like that makes them feel inferior and jealous of me. And then that causes them to try to leave me out on purpose in a way to save face or to basically not credit me, to not feel bad about their self. Basically, I think that a lot of people who listen to me in this community are so wounded that they don't have the ability to receive me correctly, and it comes off like I'm being arrogant, I'm being judgmental, and etc., right? Kind of like sitting up with my nose up like I'm better than people, and they thinking that it's because of, you know, my privilege and everything. And so I was basically, at first I was just like, oh, these niggas is jealous. They trying to purposely blackball me, leave me out of recognition, so that because of the fact that I done said a couple things that they don't relate to or that they don't agree with, so they gonna try to make it like I don't exist. But my numbers don't lie, okay? I'm definitely making my moves, and I'm making my mark in this community. And I'm very loved and appreciated by a lot of people, but the people who run these blog pages and shit, these are more of the feminine, you know, flamboyant guys that I think feel my channel do not represent or support. And that's not the case, you know. I've always supported all of us in this community. I just have a lot of ability to say something that a lot of people don't, okay? I'm gonna keep it real, and I'm a lot rawer than y'all are used to. And like I said, a lot of people ain't used to a man even speaking on these issues or perspective as a black man that's more masculine. You know what I'm saying? There's really not that many of us on here. So I was like, okay, not only is it that they just jealous and shit and, you know, they feel intimidated and inferior to me, but also they also, I feel like they probably put play on there because, you know, he likes trans women and shit like that. Although I've always supported trans women, I feel like because I'm not giving people what they want, like being attracted to them makes them feel like you value them, or that, you know, like if you're not attracted to them, they feel like you denying them, and all they can see when they see me is a bunch of rejection and all the dudes that judge them and belittle them growing up. And I just feel like I'm super misunderstood. So basically it was obvious that I was being left out of the recognition on purpose, is in a way to, you know, dim my light or suppress my message or whatever. Meaning that they don't either support what I be saying or they don't feel like I support them. So I just wanted to address that and kind of give a backstory on how that reminds me of, you know, my life, period. Okay, I've always been somebody that people were intimidated by because I have always been a independent thinking person. And like, I've always been too smart for my own good. Like, I know that I'm gifted and I'm blessed by God, okay? When I was a kid, I literally used to tell like the adults, like when they would be like telling us not to do something, I would question them like, well, if you're telling us not to smoke, why are you smoking? If you're telling us not to do this, why are you doing that? Like, and I would get popped for that, you know, type shit. But it's like I was right though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the type of person who is, oh, it's okay to be bottom of the barrel, not try your hardest, not work on yourself, accept the bare minimum, you know, continue to do the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Like, people complaining about how they're not happy, but don't make any changes to make themselves happy and do what they want to do in life, and people who just kind of sit around and just make everything about what somebody else did, and it's always something else, and they're always a victim. And even if they're not a victim, they know what their issues are, but then they decide not to work on them because that's too hard. So they decide to just distract themselves with hooking up with somebody who don't give a fuck about them or whatever. Like, if you're running from yourself, you're not gonna like this channel. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I wanted to thank all of y'all who are able to receive me and like watch me and like me. And I know your road ain't been easy, because to be able to get to my level of perception, you had to have gone through some shit and you had to have healed from some shit. Okay? Otherwise you would be triggered and turned off by me. So I just want to thank all of y'all and let y'all know that I see y'all, and I know that I'm not alone. And that also helps me. Y'all help me a lot. That's why I'm able to be so consistent, because it lets me know I'm not alone. And I thought I was alone in this community for a long time. You feel me? So yeah, that's real. I just wanted to tell y'all that, all right? Okay? I never really cared what other people thought. I mean, it shocked my family a lot when I came out, and they was just like, so you... Like, they started calling me crazy boy. Like, some people, like my uncles and them, was calling me the crazy boy, because it's like, he just gonna do whatever he want to do. Like, they just know that, Kelso gonna do what he want to do. He don't care what nobody got to say. Like, literally. Like, it's been tested. I've always been this strong-minded. But also, I'm gifted. You know what I'm saying? To be able to get up here and do this as well, and put these messages out and talk about these difficult topics that a lot of people are scared to address because they rather suppress it and, just be full of distractions and positive shit all the time, because it helps them deal with it. Everybody got their own coping mechanisms, you know what I'm saying? But like, I know that I'm rare, and I've always been. And it reminded me of when I was in high school and I was going for best dressed. Well, I wasn't really going for it, but they had voted me in because I was definitely one of the best dressed. And there was this dude that I had beef with, and he was always jealous of me since middle school, okay? He always tried to pick on me and shit until I finally fought back and everything. And it was just this big beef. And, you get that when you are the, privileged, spoiled dude that got a family taking care of him. You got both parents. You got, money. You coming to school dripped every day. Like, you know what I'm saying? It just makes black people have crab in a barrel mentality. They can't take people like that, especially when you a good person too, and I was athletic and I was smart, everything. So it wasn't like there was anything that was wrong with me, but they just had to hate me because they just couldn't take it. You know what I'm saying? And this dude went around and told everybody to not vote for me. And I knew that I was I knew I was getting ready to be picked, because the girl that runs it was one of the girls that I dated's homegirl, and she told me that, I'm definitely going to win best dress for the junior year of our class or whatever. And she was like, it's up between me and old boy that I was beefing with. But y'all, I knew he wasn't fucking with me, okay? Like, I've always been drippy, okay? So, he was alright, but he also was kind of like copying off of me and shit. So it was just like, I just knew I had this, Y'all, this dude went around told everybody not to vote for me, and spreaded all these rumors about me, these fake ass rumors. People believed it because they wanted to, because they were just waiting on a moment to actually have something against me at this point. And so I remember when I lost and I didn't get it, and I was so surprised because my girl got it for her class when she was a senior and I was a junior. So she got best dressed, but she definitely would deserve it because she was drippy. Like, we was both on that, you know what I'm saying? We was like the hottest couple, like one of the hottest couples in the fucking school, you know what I'm saying? So when I saw that I got, screwed out of my win, and then Andrea, the girl that runs it, she told me later on, like a couple years later, on some between me and her shit, she just like, and you definitely should have won best dressed, but Devontae was pressing hard for you not to win it, you know what I'm saying? And like, basically, like, I don't know if he put in like 20 of his own name in the drawer or what, like, but yeah, they was definitely not wanting you to win. Like, they were definitely hating on you. Like, I just want to keep it real with you, you know what I'm saying? But you always been cool, but they just, you also wasn't like a lot of us, you know what I'm saying? So it was a real conversation, and it just brought me back to this, and I was just like, damn, I'm experiencing again. But so let me tell y'all real quick how and why I started SaySoTV in the first place. So SaySoTV was cultivated out of a moment in my life when I was really by myself. I had been ostracized from my family for my sexuality for a good 4 to 5 years, okay? I wasn't necessarily ostracized, like kicked to the curb, but because I knew what their real opinion was on it, even though they would try to separate me from it, oh, you're not like them, you know, da-da-da. I still felt the hate whenever, you know, something didn't go their way or something. Like, come from a very narcissistic family, okay? Toxic anyway. Regardless if I was straight or gay, I feel like these motherfuckers be toxic anyway, just to keep it a G. So I kind of went off on my own journey. I just chose not to really fuck with nobody. I talked to like my peers and my family, like my cousins I grew up with, my sister, you know, my brothers and shit, like, but when it came to like the elders and all that, I wasn't really talking to nobody. And I also wasn't around my family that was my age, so we were in different cities and shit. So I was in an area by myself. And at this particular time when I started the channel, I was actually in Kansas City. I had just moved to Kansas City from here, and then I ended up coming back here to Denver, but that's another story. But I was in Kansas City, and I actually went back home because that's where I'm from. I'm really from Topeka, but Kansas City is like the closest city to us because Topeka is like it's surrounded by Indian reservations and stuff. It's a smaller city, okay? Much smaller. So that's where I was born, but which is why there's a lot of black and Indians, why I have the features I have and etc. Just, you know, FYI. But I moved back home to get closer to my family because we had just started talking again. This was when 2020 happened, you know, the whole issue that happened in 2020, you know what I'm saying? And it shocked me basically to kind of get back in good with my family. And so I wanted to get closer to them. I went back down to Kansas City. And I noticed like it was totally different from when I left. Like, everybody went their separate ways. It wasn't just about my sexuality. Everybody's on this, you know, selfish movement. Everything's about them. And it's kind of like if you're not doing something for them, they don't even want to be around you. And I ain't getting ready to like allow family to treat me like we got to have a conditional relationship. That's the point of family, is to have an unconditional love for each other. Okay? I want to be loved by them for who I am, not what I can do for them. So it fucked it up for me. It just like, you know, when you fucking and you can't bust a nut, it's unsatisfactory to me. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what made me end up coming back out here. But at that moment, where SaySoTV cultivated from is the fact that all this information that I'll be telling y'all was discovered and learned in a time frame when I was away from my family for that good 4 to 5 years, and prior to it. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like stages. I'm going to be real. When I graduated, like by 2013 all the way up to 2020, I hadn't really had a connection with my family. That's a long ass time. So that's like the time frame I'm talking about. Now, when I was DL, 2011, 2010, shit like that, I still be telling y'all them stories too, but that's before, the whole family shit happened. So which made me think that that's what it was for. However, the reason why I decided to do this was because in that moment, I noticed that being around the gay family, the gay friends, I got surrounded by a big group of gays, you know what I'm saying? Wherever I went, when I was in Atlanta, I had met a good group of gays there. I'm still cool with them to this day. I love them niggas to death. Them as my brothers. They took me in when I ain't had shit for real. And, we gonna always be cool. So not only them, but in Houston, I also met a good group of gays in Houston. I wish I kept in touch with a lot of them, but that was my fault. I know how to take accountability. I just wasn't good at communication because my family wasn't good at communication with me. You know what I'm saying? And so even out here in Denver is when it really got thick, because I was working for the Center, this nonprofit organization where I was literally like the leader of the LGBT center. And then this was how I got introduced into the medical field. because this is where I started drawing blood to do HIV tests, STD tests. We had a free testing center and all that, basically. That's how I got started into the medical field. That was like 2017, 2016. And so I've been in the medical field ever since. So I got a lot of benefits from this community. Not only was it that, but I was only working like 3 days a week. And I'm talking about I was getting paid like over $2,700 a month. And back in 2016, that was good. You know what I'm saying? Oh, not a month, each check. And I got paid twice a month, okay? To work 3 days a week. Like, y'all, just to have me like promote prep and, you know, like make flyers for the center and do promotion. And, you know, like I got flight out to DC. I had met some good people out in DC when I went to this little center for the LGBT community. I worked at Pride a few times. Like, I really put my work in the community, okay? Like, it was a center where all the gay blacks, all the gay colored people, okay? I didn't want them to discriminate against whites because I had some white friends too, but they weren't going to get, like, they weren't for the purpose of the center because we were getting paid from the CDC. That's why we was able to provide all these free things. And so, like, when they would come, we would literally, I'll take them up in the mountains on cabin trips, all of that, like a big group of us, like, every time. And it was just fun as shit, you know what I'm saying? And there was parts about the community that I was learning were super toxic and super fucked up, especially when it came to our abilities in relationships. I started getting around not only gays my group of age, but also older gay dudes was around. And it would just be patterns I would see. And it was just like, oh my God, I don't want to be none of these niggas. Like, I tried to get to know, you know, I got to know a lot of them. And there was only a couple of them that actually had decent lives that I was like, you know, okay, cool, that's cool, you know what I'm saying? Only one of them really had a partner and was married out of like the whole 15 of them that I knew, you know what I'm saying? And I know that might not sound like a lot of people, but in one city like Denver, where we're the vast minority because the majority of gays out here are white, you know what I'm saying? So I pretty much knew all of them is what I'm trying to say. So, not just that, but my connections with my friends in Atlanta, you know, all the shit that they do with all that hoe shit, and they always never find nobody. And I would tell them, I remember telling my homeboy Sid specifically, bro, stop sleeping around with all these different niggas back in 2013. And it was, oh, whatever, ain't these niggas ain't shit anyway, and da-da-da-da. Like, didn't want to hear it, right? And he's a bottom, you know what I'm saying? I had a lot of bottom friends and top friends, and he's a feminine bottom at that. And so, fast forward, shit, this nigga still going through the same shit, you know? So, ain't found a man, all that. Not to diss him, because I love Sid, that's my bro, but I just had to say that real quick. So, basically, I created this out of seeing a bunch of shit that needed to be changed and that I didn't like and that I didn't aspire to be. And I heard a lot of other gays say the same thing, to help be a change agent for this community, okay? So I know a lot of y'all might be looking to me to be like somebody who's going to be always positive and stuff. Like, I do have that as well. But this was started out of trying to change certain narratives, not to keep them going. You feel me? So I do represent for the sector of gay dudes and bisexual dudes that are the type that if you ever heard somebody say, I'm gay, but I just like dudes, I'm not involved with the community because I don't fuck with them like that. You know what I'm saying? They messy. They always on some drama shit. It's always a bunch of hookup culture and hoe shit. It just, I'm not one of them. I'm just one of them. You get what I'm saying? That's the ones that I represent for. I don't represent for the ones who are super, you know, just stereotypically gay and, you know, it's all about positivity and messy shit. It's all about distractions. We ain't gonna talk about nothing real. We're just gonna sit here and exist and, you know, just be about drag and, you know, rainbows and flowers and buttercups and shit. Like, we just gonna walk around here, act like everything's sweet and act like ain't nothing wrong here. That ain't one of me, you know what I'm saying? And I don't aspire to be a dude that grows old till I'm 50, 60 years old and don't have no man. Don't have nothing to show for my life. And what I've been doing, I'm a good ass person. There's no reason for me to be sitting out here giving myself to all these different people all my life. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's a phase thing, but making it a lifestyle, I'll never agree with that. So it's like, if y'all looking for somebody to be on some, you know, always giving you reassurance, making you feel validated, it's always got to be like, you know, it doesn't matter what you do, you don't need to be judged, or you're not going to be judged, and, you know, you can just do whatever you want to do and you still are worthy of some of the best things that life has to offer, like relationships, people putting their all into you, people spending time of their lives with you. Like, that's shit serious. That's not shit you just do with anybody. You know what I'm saying? And if you're asking for that to just show up broken, here's another thing. I am also not, while I also cut my family off too, because it wasn't just about my sexuality. I've been very smart from legit. And I learned real early, all these hypocrites and shit, black people, a lot of people, period, not just black people, but a lot of people, period, do not work on their traumas and their past issues. They allow them to control them, and they start to gain mental health issues, they narcissistic issues and all this, because they're too busy running for themselves, not dealing with their issues. You know, like, we all got a cousin or a sister who then literally been with this dude. He be doing her dirty, cheating on her, all kinds of shit. She talk about how she gonna leave him, never do. You know, like, people who don't love themselves, when you try to love them, they hurt you because you are up here and you have a standard for yourself and the way you treat others, but they can't return that to you because they don't have it for themselves. When people don't love themselves, they can't love anybody else correctly. You know what I'm saying? A lot of black people too busy running for themselves. Well, a lot of people, period, and especially a lot of gay people, not dealing with the rejection, not dealing with the heartbreak, not dealing with the past trauma from their childhood, then all the trauma from all these niggas that they done dealt with. They just keep it moving. They don't do no therapy. They don't work on themselves. Those kind of people are always I'm gonna rub them wrong because I repel people like that. I'm a type of person that either grows people or people already relate to me. You know what I'm saying? If you gonna try to watch SaySoTV and you low vibrational, you ain't dealt with none of your shit, you gonna be triggered by almost everything I say. You know what I'm saying? And I'm very aware of that. That's the reason why I don't trip. You know what I'm saying? And God know what he doing, y'all. He really chose the right people to do certain shit because I do not care. Like, I know what people be doing when they go there. You know, if you have the time of your day to comment up under somebody's shit and you telling them that they're this and that and they're misogynistic, insecure and all this, first of all, you don't know me. You only know what I show you. 1, 2, I understand manipulation and I've dealt with narcissists before. So I understand what manipulation is like, okay? So I'm not manipulatable. You're going to have to just keep it moving, you know what I'm saying? Learn from your boy, disagree with your boy, whatever, but just know that it's coming from a good place of good background, good experience. I really know what I'm talking about. I've seen this shit happen and play out throughout time. I'm not just up here talking about what I want to be or what I think shit should be like. I'm telling y'all what shit is like, you know what I'm saying? And how to change it. So if that rubs you the wrong way, well, I'm sorry that that's how you feel because, you know what I'm saying, this sucks to be you. So, yeah, y'all, I noticed, like, oh my God, if I never was to get back in good with my family, this is all that I would have. Because I had to run to the gay community, like, run into the gay community's arms. And they welcomed me with open arms. Yes, they did. And I'm always going to be thankful for that. And, you know, I had a good time. I had a lot of fun. And I was able to still get out of it without catching any diseases that I couldn't get rid of and all that shit. And any permanent trauma in my mind or in my heart. I'm healthy. You know, like, I really did my thing. I played my cards right. I'm proud of myself. I've seen a lot of people not get out of it like this. You know, a lot of my friends caught HIV. A lot of my friends, you know, some of them done died, you know. Like, it's been a lot. So, yeah, I'm a survivor. I'm a soldier. I'm a real nigga. And y'all just want to know that I am definitely a part of the community. I'm the strong B in this community, all right? Strong bisexual. I do identify with all kind, trans, femboys, masculine dudes, all of us. different races, all of us, okay? This is not just for masculine men. I just do identify with them more, so I do get that. But that doesn't mean that this is against feminine dudes or, you know, gay guys or bottoms or anything. I am bringing shame back, though. So if you are if you're immoral and you're not working on yourself and you just you using sex as a distraction, drugs and, you know, baddies, and or work, you know, some people drown themselves in work. I am pushing a movement of us black gay men, bisexual men to heal, do therapy, self-reflect, learn ourselves, understand why we triggered by certain stuff, really dig deep into ourselves, because I'm trying to tell y'all, once y'all do that, y'all will love yourself so much that all these blessings and shit just start coming to you. Like, I'm only telling y'all what I did. I'm a top, so I'm not just saying this to bottoms. I'm saying this to tops as well. Everybody. It doesn't matter what your sexual position is. We all need to work on ourselves, be the best versions that we can be, because this is the reason why nobody's in relationships. That's the main reason. All this other superficial shit is just a cover up and a cloak. The main reason is because people are running from their childhood wounds and shit. They're running from all the pain that they done been through, all the people who done did them dirty. They're trying to act like nothing phases them. It's about this whole unbothered contest nowadays, as opposed to going through the fire, dealing with shit. You will be so much better off. You won't have to hop in the SaySoTV comments hating, because you know yourself and you comfortable, and I didn't trigger you, because you understand where I'm coming from. Even if I'm not saying it all extra sweet and soft, everybody's not like that, and life ain't that either. Y'all need to thicken y'all skin up for real. I don't know why I've gotten so much flack by telling bottoms not to be easy. I don't understand why y'all think that that's a bad thing. That's me looking out for y'all. I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I've never been a colorist. I've always gave props to each shade. I've always liked each shade. I've always been attracted to each shade, even when I was dealing with females. So y'all can miss me with that. You know what I'm saying? I just think that y'all think that some of y'all might think that this is a trauma dump place to, you know, just allow yourself to just spew all the little hate that you got inside of you out on my shit. But it's not, you know what I'm saying? But I will say that if you feel like you need to do that, I honestly don't be tripping. If you disrespect me, though, I will take it down. Because one thing I'm not going to do is leave shit on my own stage. You can disagree with me. You can give me a different point of view. But you got to be respectful with it, because if you get to trying to tell me what my motive is and how I'm this and calling me names and how I'm that, hey, I got to take that up off of there. You know what I'm saying? I can't have no false narratives just running off on my own shit. So I have definitely stood up for my community many a times. I've definitely took a lot of sacrifices for my community. So I don't need to be recognized, though. I did also accept that in that moment. I told myself, like, hey, the realest of us don't get recognized a lot. And the luxury of being yourself and speaking your truth is to be disliked. You know what I'm saying? If I wanted to be liked, trust and believe, I'd have way more followers, way more everything. Like, trust me, I know exactly what people want to hear, but nah, that ain't gonna help y'all. That's fake. That's just selfish for me. So I feel like, you know, y'all need to really understand what someone's motive is, where their intentions is, before you get to judging them. And ask questions as well. Start learning how to ask some questions, y'all, because y'all be like triggered and y'all just go straight into assuming and y'all go with attack mode. And it's like, whoa, first of all, chill out. Like, I don't even know where all this is coming from. I know that a lot of the shit that y'all be saying don't got nothing to do with me, but I just wanted to make this video to really let it be known that, like, for those of y'all who don't think that Say So represents y'all and stands up for y'all, y'all are definitely mistaken. I will get out in the field and fight over y'all, like physically, not just on no activism shit. That too, but I will literally fight for y'all. Okay? Me and Babe was in Ulta the other day, and there was two trans in there, but when we first walked in, I only saw the first trans, and they came up and they helped us, you know, find what we was looking for. And she was cool as a motherfucker, like cool as hell, like gave us the best service. And then it was just like, the other one was at the register. She was cool as fuck too. And it was just like, I just got pissed all of a sudden in my soul. Like, I was just like, and people really just dislike them for what? Like, what the fuck is wrong with people, bro? I don't get it. They was like, yeah, people just hateful. You know, like, they hateful. They want to see somebody that they can sit down and oppress. And I feel that, you know, and that shit lame. But just know that if I was to ever catch some shit like that happening out in front of me, I'm beating the shit out of a nigga, and I don't give a fuck on any of us. A femboy, when me and my boyfriend kiss, I dare niggas to say something, because I'm on that. And I've learned that as time goes on, and me and my boyfriend is out in public, when we holding hands and shit, we walk right by a group of niggas, these niggas get to being all flirty with each other and shit, bro. I swear, we and baby was walking into this restaurant the other day holding hands, and these niggas, like, they was on the side of the restaurant, so I think that they worked there, and they was in their work little attire. And they was, like, all by the car, talking and shit, and we walked by holding our hands, and these niggas looked, and they looked back, and they was just, like, grinning and shit, and then they started, like, being all flirty. Like, one of them put his hands around his homeboy's shoulders and shit. And I'm just thinking, like, man, these niggas want to be us so bad, bro. Like, I'm trying to tell y'all, for real. Y'all have no idea. So, yeah, y'all. I just wanted to express that this was created out of trying to help people see what the issues are, so we can start talking about this shit, dealing with them, so we can all come out on top, have us some healthy relationships. We do deserve that as well. We can be poly, we can be all these other things, but we should have the option to also be monogamous and have, you know, wives and husbands and shit. We shouldn't only be hookup culture like straight people said we was gonna be. You know what I'm saying? We can be more than that. And everybody doesn't want that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm representing for. And helping people navigate there is a part of all the other shit, is what I be saying, is what's helping people navigate there. You're not gonna find somebody that's worthy and somebody that's got real substance and self-worth if you've been giving your shit up to everybody. It's just not happening. It might sound like a fairy tale, and it might sound like it sounds judgmental, but it's, bro, y'all will feel me when y'all level up, trust me. So I just wanted to make this to kind of clear up the best way that I can what my message is, what my purpose is, and, you know, just clear up the misunderstandings the best way that I can, okay? I'm gonna do another video responding to some comments directly, but I just wanted to put this out there at the end of the month. This is the end of Pride Month. This is my, you know, last little special for the month. I was gonna do a all-time favorite corn stars. I may still do that, but it wasn't gonna land in Pride Month. I just been too busy, but hey, look, it's paying off too. We got a lot of shit coming up. And yeah, I'm so excited. We're both so excited. Like, all of our hard work is really about to start showing and paying off. So, yeah, we about to change a chapter in our lives, and we are very excited. So stay tuned, because a lot more, way more meaningful things besides just reactions is getting ready to be coming up, okay? And what else do I want to say on this? Yeah, fast forward that, you know, I got back in good with my family, which pretty much happened around the 2020 mark, but I just found out it wasn't about my sexuality. So it gave me a certain peace, but also, you know, it gave me the realization that, you know, this is just happening and there's a time of change. You know, times have changed. My family used to be so tight. Like, boy, it's crazy to see this, you know what I'm saying? But it's not just me, it's all of us. And a lot of my friends is saying the same shit. So it's really just the time that we live in. Times is changing. And that's another reason why I kind of push for people linking up and getting in relationships, because y'all, without us having kids and stuff, we're kind of just bound to our family that we was born in. And that's not, everybody don't have that luxury. You know what I'm saying? So if you are good with your family, then it's understandable why you on shit talking about how you don't need no nigga. Like, of course. I mean, a lot of people may not have felt like that. But when you are somebody like me, if your family's toxic, and yeah, you can have them, but they'll be riding your fucking back, asking you for money all the time, pouring all their toxic shit off on you. That shit ain't nothing to be a part of, for real. You know what I'm saying? So I know a lot of gays just deal with that, but nah. I'm cool. I'd rather go on my own and find people who actually gonna, treat me the way I deserve. So this doesn't just stand with relationships and being sexually, not being all slutted out and everything. It's also just about period. You gotta know what you deserve. And I'm so glad I made those choices because y'all, what I got out of it is so much better and so like this is what I really wanted. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, it would have been nice. Now, my family, we are back in good, but we're not as tight as we used to because we all scattered out across the globe pretty much. Like, especially, just across the United States. We all just spread out. So it's like, it would have been cool to have them, the tight-knit ones right in my area. But I am the kind of person that still has them there if I ever needed them. Like, if I ever absolutely needed them for my survival or something, I could go to them. But as far as, all of that, I'm cool on it. And me and baby, we agree, and we just doing our thing. We do talk, shit like that, but no, it ain't that no more. And I've made peace with it, okay? I've made peace with it. I'm happy. I'm not all, depressed about it. I'm not sad about it no more, thank God. Like, it was a journey. I used to be so angry about it, like, for real. Yeah, I'm at peace with it, and a lot of it is because of my boyfriend, and we've just helped each other so much. And so, that's why I also represent relationships, because when both people is in it for the right reasons, they are good. I'm trying to tell you, they're good. All that toxic shit that we be hearing, that's from people who got bad motives and ain't even in relationships for the right reasons in the first place. Not all relationships is like that. So you just want to keep an open, positive mind to know that there's some good, healthy relationships out there, and it's possible for you to have one. Just apply yourself, be the best version of yourself that you can be, and then, continue to live your life and go through your journey, and you will eventually be blessed with them. Trust me. All right. So yeah, I basically was just sitting there and I realized, like, dang, if I don't, if I don't have a strong, tight-knit family, and I'm not close in the gay community like that because they all toxic and shit too, it was like I was finna live like a monk, you know what I'm saying? So I was in that moment of just like straight up solitude, self-reflecting, working on myself, going to therapy, like working out all the time. Like I was in a very glow up moment at that moment when I started this channel. And so I was just like sitting there, and it was just me and my lonesome in my nice luxury apartment by myself, me and a tripod and a phone. And I just set that shit up and I just went. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm proud of myself. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, I'm so proud of myself for real. To actually have something like this that I've cultivated out of nothing, and just out of pure, raw experience and love. And yeah, man. So I'm about to have merch coming out here in a minute. That's one of the next things I'm working on. And yeah, I'm just so gifted and I'm just so happy. I'm so excited about everything, y'all. Like, I just don't know how to express it, like, for real. I'm so happy. Like, this is what I manifested a long time. I've been, I'm finally just now receiving it and actually accepting it and living it. Because I have been living it and accepting it and receiving it in a way, but I was also still like, hold on now, I ain't trying to be duped, and this is another dud, and it's just lasting longer than some of the other ones did or something like. And it was just like, as time goes on, I just realized, like, when I look back now, I'm like, we don't have that many arguments. Like, when we do, they're just getting better and better. Like, they're getting shorter because we're learning each other so damn much, and we're becoming like one so much that's like, we now understand each other like so well that we don't even have those arguments like that, like. And I was like, it dawned on me, like, the reason why this relationship is flourishing so well is because, like, we're both pouring into each other. We both came to each other healthy for the most part. Some people and most of us are never going to be fully healed because some shit you don't heal from, like certain deaths and things, like, or certain traumas from childhood that, you just can't get back, because you can't get certain time back. There's levels to healing, okay? And you got to understand how this is. But basically, because we both did a great deal of working on ourselves and being on our own, and like, we were both independent men, like, with our own cars, cribs, careers and shit. And that's why I'm trying to tell y'all, you can't be that until you do all the other inside work. Then you become high value, and now you'll be blessed. Like, I promise you. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why this is working. And then we also have a friendship as well. Like, he's like my best friend. We're like best friends. We talk about everything, like, to each other. Everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? He kind of replaced my best friend. I don't even kick it with my best friend like that no more, because I got Babe and I didn't been able to see all the toxic shit out there. Now it make me nervous to put all my eggs in one basket. So it's like, you know, that's why I try to keep connection to certain family members and shit. I don't know. I think I might have really hit the jackpot, and I might be blessed enough to not even have to deal with them. So, yeah, so pray for us, y'all. I'm definitely getting ready to get on that knee and do that proposal here. I ain't gonna tell y'all, you know, when. Just know randomly y'all gonna get a video and it's gonna show y'all what's up. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, just know I'm just a nigga that's just like y'all. I just so happen to have a different experience than a lot of y'all, but I am still definitely one of y'all. All right, like, for real. And I'm always trying to help and spread a word to help people, you know, be triggered, to have some fire up under them to do something about shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like when we just tell people in a soft way, in a very politically correct way, it may reach certain people more. It may reach more people, but you're not touching them like they need to be touched to get this shit moving. You know what I'm saying? We got to get resolution, not just talking around here. Straight up. And I got the answers. I got a lot of the answers. I'm still learning as well, because this is a new experience. Like, I'm learning this new shit all the time as well. I'm going still through a journey, and y'all just so happen to have got on my journey when I, you know, go watch those older videos of SaySoTV, okay? Like, my first like 50 videos, y'all, I was a single dude. Like, that was that moment right there I'm telling y'all about, when I was, you know, just gold, boy. Like, I was working on myself. Like, I was the shit, and I knew I was. And I was just like, I do not need to go to waste, period. Straight up. And I didn't. So yes, if you are somebody who is like, I love myself, I'm not ashamed of myself, but I do not like a lot of the standards and shit that goes on in the gay community, so I keep a distance from it. Because of that, this is for you, okay? If you are a gay dude that has been in the gay community and you can relate to all the shit I'm saying, because it touches you and it gives you some affirmation and validation of what of what we be going through, and you not tripping, this is for you. If you looking for a relationship, you trying to be with somebody, longevity, in a real serious commitment, in a bond that is priceless with someone, this is for you. All right. If you trying to self-heal and become the best version of yourself, this is for you. All right. If you are in denial, you're delusional, you want to believe whatever make you just feel better about yourself, it doesn't matter if it's true or not and shit, this is not for you. All right. If you want everything to be presented to you in a politically correct way without any raw truth on it, and it just, you know, baby feeds it to you, and so that you can kind of receive it better but not do nothing, this is not for you. All right. We got to heal in our community and do the work, because not only is we colored men, but we gay men or bi men. That puts us up under 2 levels of suppression. You cannot walk through this life with a victim mindset, thinking that everybody's out to get you and hurt you, and just feel like, you know, if somebody got some traits that you don't have, that they're better than you or any of that. You got to know that you are just as dope as the next nigga that look like a 10. It doesn't matter if you're a 4 or a 2. You are just as valuable as a 10. As long as you love yourself and you walk in life with those values, and you uphold that shit around you, and you know who you are, and you got good intentions with people, and you're doing the best that you can to be the best version of yourself, you are worthy. All right, all this stereotypical shit does not matter. Masculine, feminine, top, bottom, none of that shit. I only be really making those like that and having those as a point of videos for clicking. Okay, that's how I can relate to y'all. If I was making videos saying in the title, you know, self-healing or some shit. You niggas is not gonna click on that. You know what I'm saying? I gotta have it relatable and something that, you know, that's gonna trigger y'all to actually be receiving of a real genuine topic. All right. So yeah, I hope that this helps y'all feel me and understand, so I can help, you know, just touch a little bit more people, because I feel like a lot of people get mixed in the sauce of misunderstanding me. And we also should be able to create our own families, okay? We should not only have to be the gunkles, the gay uncles in all of our families. Like, we should have our own family to go home to with our man, our spouse and our kid, you know what I'm saying? Our spouse and our dog, our cat, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, we need to normalize having family units, because when it get real out here, y'all, and if anything was to happen, if all you have is yourself, because you've been the only one providing for yourself, you on your own, you doing your thing. Yes, you're successful. Yes, you making over $100,000 a year, whatever. But you're by yourself. It's not that safe. You know what I'm saying? You want to have somebody, okay? Now, if you decide that you want to be by yourself, don't get it twisted. That's still your prerogative, and that's okay. I'm just saying, for the ones of us who feel like we want someone, stop telling yourself you don't. Stop trying to force yourself to be this strong, independent-minded person. If that's not the cloth that you're cut from, there is nothing wrong with wanting to spend your life with somebody, okay? There's nothing wrong with wanting to have more than just hookup culture or loneliness. Because I don't care what nobody say. Y'all talk about how, oh yeah, I'm single, but I'm not lonely. Bitch, if you're not participating in hookup culture while you're single, bitch, you're lonely as fuck. Quit playing. That's why all of y'all are always going right back to hookup culture. Y'all have a little 2-3 months moment span by yourself, and then you right back in hookup culture, because that's what loneliness is, okay? Just because you brainwash yourself to make it like it's not that, because you can say, oh, I got family that are going to be using you and shit more than likely, because they know that you have expendable income, because you don't have no kids and shit like everybody else. You're going to be forgotten a lot when the holidays come and all that shit. There's nothing cracked up to be about that shit like that. Trust me. Okay? If you don't get your own family, you will have either one of those two paths that I just described. So choose wisely what you want your life to look like in the next 5 to 10 years, instead of just living in the moment. That's another thing SaySoTV is for. Actually talking about preparation for our future and planning our future, even though, you know, shit don't always work out like planned, but you can manifest and work your best way up to that. To even if you shooting for 150 mil, you can at least hit 25 mil, you know what I'm saying? As opposed to giving up, not feeling like you worthy of shit no way, not trying, thinking that you can just walk through life and just be existing and not do any work and not do anything to level up and help others and, you know, be what you want to be treated like and everything. If you think you just getting ready to do that and just come across something just so good for you, nah, people like that, they come across other people who's like that, or even worse. Once you become healthy, I promise you, you're going to be watching me like, oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying now. Because I cannot stand being looked at like I'm just a fuck. That shit is lame. It doesn't do anything for me. I cannot stand being treated like, oh, I'm only good for what I can do, how much money I got. Like, think about it. Somebody only messing with you because they want to smash. So that's the only reason why they talking to you. But then after that, they ain't going to talk to you no more. Or they going to only hit you up when they want to smash again. That doesn't make a confident person who really loves themselves feel good. That makes arrogant people and fake confident people feel like they got something going on because they had a little affection for a moment. Or like young. You know what I'm saying? When you're super young and you don't know no better. But making that a lifestyle, you can't tell me and sell nobody that's healthy or smart. Same with vice versa. Even if I'm a straight man and I got a girl talking about how I got to make over $100,000 a year just to date her. Like, so that means that you're only fucking with a nigga because of what he can do for you or how much money he got. So that means any nigga with more money can come through, or any nigga that's just, wait a minute, this shit should be about me and you. This shit shouldn't be about what we can give to each other tangibly. Like, it should be about the energy we bring, the positivity, the peace, the fun. Like, what about the humanism part? Like, if you're not gonna be somebody who needs to be loved for who you are, then this is not for you. If it's okay for people to just come through, use you, and throw you off to the side, chew you up and spit you out, if you cool with that shit, this is not for you. And that's the reason why we're not getting, like, the messages are not, like, here. We're not seeing eye to eye, because it's like, I'm representing for people who want more out of life, who know that they deserve more than just to go to work, come home, hook up with somebody, and repeat the shit over and over again. It's okay for a few years, but as time goes on, that shit get old. And if it don't get old, you get numb to the shit. And then by the time somebody do come around, now you so damn independent, you can't even receive nothing, which is another issue. If you operate out of lust and that's a coping mechanism for you, and you run from your issues and you don't deal with them and practice self-reflection and know who you really are and know why you are who you are and all that, this is not going to be for you. You're going to be triggered as hell, like straight up. Also, just to address the whole Kamala thing, I feel like a lot of y'all kind of stopped liking me because I wasn't, a Democrat. Y'all felt like I was, not on y'all's side. Well, let me just clear that up too. I didn't vote for either one. I did not prefer either one of those candidates, you know what I'm saying? So that's just the first thing I would say. Second, I don't feel like America will ever really serve us like we should. So I feel like it's best to get out of this country. That's my true opinion. So the whole political conversation is not really one of my concerns as much as it could be one of y'all's, because I feel like I'm going to make sure I'm going to be happy and good anyway. You know what I'm saying? 3, the only real issue I had with her being the president was I am affected highly by these immigrants, y'all. Out here in Colorado, these motherfuckers are taking over, okay? These illegal immigrants, like, I'm talking about, have y'all ever imagined being the minority now in your old hood, like in where you used to living at, where all the black people used to live, or the Mexicans, the legal ones? But now it's all illegal Venezuelans and all these other people that you know is not, they were not here just 3 years ago, bro. Taking over all kinds of shit. I'm highly affected by the illegal immigrants. So I could not go for somebody who was going to go against what I needed. So I know a lot of y'all was just like mad because y'all want somebody to vote against their own needs, but that's just not smart. And if you're going to judge somebody for that, well, then good riddance, because I cannot help people with their immaturity for judging people for not thinking exactly like them. You need to grow up, all right? It's not all about you. People have needs too. You should open up your mind and be open-minded and curious to understand other people's perspectives so that you don't have that hateful spirit, because just sitting up there saying, oh, you're not voting for Kamala, oh, well, fuck you, and if anything happened to you, well, then that's on you, and I hope if the police get you, you better not say nothing to us, that hateful shit. Just know that that is going to be something that you have to answer to and that you need to be worried about in your karma, not anybody else. You're the one that spoke that evil shit out into existence, okay? Y'all need to humble yourself and be a lot more inquisitive, because y'all think y'all be knowing what y'all be talking about and y'all don't. I never voted for Trump. I do not have anything against either one of them, but neither one of them was saying what I really wanted anything done. But as long as gay marriage ain't getting ready to be messed with, and it's nothing drastically crazy is getting ready to happen, I still have yet to be affected by Trump's presidency. I was very good in his first running. You know what I'm saying? So that's another reason why it was just like, I'm not tripping on him being president. Oh, girl, I don't know what she about to do. She talking about this immigration shit's okay. I can't deal with that. Like, they literally are taking over. So thank God me and baby about to move out of this whole area. So we ain't even gonna have to deal with this no more. But it's just the fact that we watched our community just I mean, like, they come through, y'all, and they mess everything up. Like, y'all think y'all seen ghetto. Y'all ain't seen ghetto until y'all see foreign ghetto, okay? Like, it's totally different, bro. They run down the whole environment. It's not cool. So that's the only reason why if I would have voted, I would have been leaning Trump. I would have been leaning to him, just simply for that. So I just decided to stay out of it because, neither one of them was really talking about nothing anyway. You feel me? So I didn't get why there was that big, strong passion against me about that. Like, I was like, so, like, you know, y'all got to get out of this whole, if you don't think just like me, you're against me thing. That's childish, and that's another reason why y'all don't be getting out of y'all's struggle and y'all's misery, because when you think like that, you're going to always feel like a victim and always feel attacked and always feel like someone's trying to oppress you, and that's lame. All right? Grow up. And I hope that when they mess with gay marriage, then y'all gonna be just so mad, like hoping that they mess with gay marriage so that we'll be hurt because you don't have a man anyway and you're not gonna get one anytime soon, so you could care less about gay marriage, and you're a hoe, a part of hookup culture, so who cares about gay marriage as far as you're concerned? So you're gonna wish that, you know, he takes away gay marriage so that we can be affected and feel how you feel and feel all low and weak like you do. Like, man, grow the fuck up. And then I also couldn't vote for neither one of them because Trump, he put in a petition to get those dudes that were falsely convicted of murder and rape of that white girl in New York, and he wanted them to be executed. And then it came out later that they never even did that. So I don't know. I can't vote for somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I wasn't fucking with Trump. And then Kamala, she's also done bad to the black community as well when it comes to the truancy thing in California when she was governor. So when I did my research on that and on both of them, they both got bad in them. And I don't trust neither one of them for real. So that's the reason why I wasn't rocking with neither one. And Kamala is not black, y'all. When they tried to sell her as a black woman, that's when I started feeling like she was being like, it was like propaganda behind her, trying to force her on people and shit. And I felt manipulated and I was turned off. You feel me? She's definitely Indian, okay? She's still a colored woman, still went to a HBCU, still could be a great person. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't not deny it and then not confirm it on some manipulative tactic shit and think that was getting ready to get past real ones, because it didn't, okay? I didn't like that. So that was what my issue is with that. You know, feel me? So, yeah, y'all, let me know what y'all think about this one. Hit them comments up. Definitely like this video for your boy. And, yeah, I'm going to see y'all on the next one. I'm so excited, y'all. All this good shit's coming. So stay tuned, all right? I'll see you. Oh, yeah, y'all thought I was getting ready to stop doing SaySoTV? No, this is my last video of this month, most likely. You know what I'm saying? I might feel like doing something tomorrow, too. I don't even know. But, yeah, we ain't going nowhere. You feel me? We getting ready to blow up. I'm getting ready to start having people come sit down with me or doing it online. Like, I'm about to actually, like, we finna do something for real, okay? So, yeah. All right, y'all. That's it. I'm going to see you on the next one. Peace.